here today to give you a little tour of the shed that I built for my generator. And there's a lot of videos like this on YouTube, and a lot of videos that feature the exact same shed as this. I got this one on, actually from Wayfair, but I'll leave a link in the description to the model it is. And inside is my Duramax 10 kilowatt generator. It's gasoline powered. We were considering putting in a standby generator, an automatic standby generator at our house, but we live out in a rural area. There's no natural gas service, and we don't have propane. It's an all-electric house. So I was trying to stick with gasoline or diesel as a fuel source to avoid having to get another fuel source like propane and buying the tank and all that. And I already had this generator that I used for power outages. I'd have to wheel it out of the garage, hook it up in the garage to a outlet that I installed, a 30 amp generator outlet, and then it feeds into my electrical panel. I'm not really going to get into that in this video, how I do that, but there's a bunch of different ways to do it, whether it be an automatic transfer switch, a manual transfer switch. You could backfeed your panel as long as you have a lockout. There's a bunch of different ways to do that. But this video, I'm just going to give you a tour of my shed. So the first thing you'll notice, come to it on the top, have a solar battery charger, and this is what maintains the battery on the generator. If you look around the shed here, here's the 1-inch PVC line that comes out of the side of the house. It goes around into the back of the shed, and in that line is the control wires as well as the 8-gauge power wires that run to my electrical panel. On the back of the shed, I have an exhaust pipe that comes out of the back that I fabricated out of black pipe. Up this side there is a shutter exhaust fan that's meant for the attic of like a house. This is what vents the air out. And then on the other side are the intake vents. And these were just bought from Home Depot. They're just regular old vents for like a shed. You can put a lock on here for security. To open it up, there's struts. Here's the inside of the generator shed. That's where the lines come in. My air inlet. I have the whole shed covered in this it's kind of Dynamat material. This is an 80 mil thickness. On the back wall I have a thicker styrofoam backed material as well, and that is to absorb sound and contain the heat and basically funnel it all over to the exhaust fan here. The exhaust fan is simply just plugged into the generator, so when the generator is on, it runs. I have a 50 amp plug right here running to my 8-gauge wire. That's how I get the power out of the generator. Over in this corner, there's a ground rod. You're supposed to ground the generator directly. So, ground rod goes directly into the ground here, and the cable runs along to the ground lug there. The key about my generator shed is I wanted the luxury of the automatic standby generator. I didn't want to have to come out at 3 in the morning if the power goes out in the winter, pull the generator out, hook it up, fill it with gas, etc. So what I've done is made it so it will run inside of this enclosure, and I don't even have to leave the house to turn it on. And I made another video on exactly how I did that, but I'll cover it here a little bit. I built a custom control panel in the garage that runs here, and on the choke for the generator I converted it to electric by using a power door lock actuator. And then which is controlled by 2 relays. There's one right here and there's one right above it. That's the circuit for that. If necessary, I can disconnect all of these control wires. The control wires also control the ignition switch and the starter. So here's my control panel in the garage. Like I said, the wires just run up along the ceiling and out to the generator. So basically, to run the generator, I can just step out here in the garage, hit the run switch, choke the generator, press the start button, and turn off the choke. So here's the generator running. It's a lot louder with the enclosure opened up. The exhaust is actually really quiet. It's got a really good muffler on the generator. I'll show you what a difference it makes to close it up. So here's with the generator closed up, how quiet it is. And obviously to shut it down, just turn it off. So with the exception of stepping out to the garage to turn the generator on from the control panel, the only other thing I have to do is switch my transfer switch over at the electric panel. And then I'm on generator power. And one other reason I decided to do that is to run my house, since it's all electric with an electric furnace, I would need probably a 30 kilowatt generator. And that puts it up in the $10,000 plus price range. So for about $1,500, including the price of the generator, which was $1,000, I've got about $500 in this whole setup here. I've got something that, yes, you have to control it manually, but it will power mostly everything in my house that's essential, including the well pump. It will power the air conditioner in the summer. You just can't run your electric water heater, your air conditioner, your stove, etc. all at the same time. You kind of have to pick what you want to run and flip those circuits on and off. Keep an eye on your generator. So I keep this video kind of short, but hopefully, maybe if you're considering doing this, maybe I could have given you an idea. The only other thing that I'm going to change about this is I'm going to add a thermal shutdown inside of here, just in case maybe the fan were to stop or it were to get too hot on a really hot summer day in the enclosure. I'm going to wire in a thermal shutdown to shut the generator down just in case it gets too hot. Besides that, it's pretty much done. I'm going to wait and see how the solar charger does. It saved me from having to run another 110 volt circuit out here for my battery tender to keep the battery charging, but if this doesn't work and I have to do that, I will do that. Alright, if the video helped you, please leave a comment below if I can answer a question for you, and please subscribe to my channel for more. Thanks.